Man. So today we're gonna take a look at 3A's The Invincible Iron Man. This figure is one of those nicely done, stylized Iron Man figures. Like, this is truly what I like about 3A, when they take an IP and basically make it their own stylized version. I saw this guy a few years back because it was released in 2014, I think. And when I saw him, it's like one of those things where I knew like I'm never gonna get him because he's so expensive. But you know what? I think a few months back, let's say about 5 months back, a seller was selling this like out of the blue. Like, this seller online was selling car parts and all that, and I saw this listing. He basically only had this box. It was very pixelated, very dark, and it's one of those listings where you're like, is he for real? Is he really selling this, or is this like some sort of scam? So after communicating with the guy, he seemed pretty nice, and he told me like he bought this out of the whim. He didn't really like 3A. He liked Iron Man. He liked Marvel, but I guess he gave up on this particular figure because I don't know why. So with that being said, I gave him an offer. He accepted it, and now he's here. So yeah, with that being said, let's take a look at him. And here's the Invincible Iron Man. Now, there is some major issues with him, and the seller did inform me of these things, but it was at a good price, and getting this, the original paint of this Iron Man is pretty hard to get. There are different variations of this guy, if you could see here. So there are 4 types of these Iron Man, but this is the one I wanted the most, and this is the one that's hard to get. So first off, very impressive figure. It has that 1940s type robot looking feel, very Rocketeer type aesthetic. Now, some of the major flaws he has is his hips are very loose. As you can see, the yellow parts, well, they were yellow. The yellow parts are made out of this cheap latex thing, so it is peeling. It is sticky, unfortunately. Obviously, the seller didn't stick this guy in a nice area, so it was super sticky when I got him. He was sticking on the foam in the packaging. And I think some of the paint is also wearing off. As you can see, his gauntlets or his wrist areas here, they look a little more pink than usual. So they do suffer from that Hot Toys, paint errors or paint. What do you call them? You know those, when you have those Iron Man with the pink underwear? Yeah, it's suffering from that. And some of the joints is like, if you could see there, it's popping out of the socket. But you know what? I knew all this going in, and I had to pull the trigger because there's never going to be another listing of this guy. At least for the price point I got him at. And until now, I have not seen another listing for him. I've seen listings for the other ones, but not this one. So I'm pretty glad I got him. And truthfully, the deterioration of the yellow parts kind of adds to the figure in some weird way, because he is a bit beat up, a bit weathered. So having the yellow parts be all clean kind of detracts from the whole look. So having him having this degradation, this peeling kind of helps the look of this figure. Now, this is going to be a pretty short review because he doesn't come with any accessories at all. What you see is what you get. So with that being said, let's take a closer look at him. So here's a closer look at the Invincible Iron Man from 3A. As you can see there, the peeling is there. Now these parts were a little more vibrant yellow than it is now. I think because the repeated touching and all that kind of destroyed the color, but for me it's fine. I knew the condition of this guy going in, and again, it kind of adds to the flavor of this figure. As you can see, it does look more pink than usual, his gauntlets, compared to the other parts. So I don't know if that was intentional of 3A or because it's an old figure and this guy was kept in the sun. And you could see all that big ass boosters he has here. Very, very nice. I really like industrial looking robots, truthfully. I like these bulky, dumb looking robots. I mean, look at that feet. Can you see that feet? Look at those big clown shoes. The finger does articulate like a normal hand. Each finger is individually articulate, so you could have him, you know, articulate his fingers. His arc reactor, his eyes, his little pulsars on his hand do light up, but I do not have the batteries nor the patience to put the batteries in these guys. So there are other nicer reviews out there on YouTube if you guys want to take a look at those, but for me, I'm not gonna bother putting the batteries in here. Just take my word for it. It does look 100 times better lit up, but again, I don't like putting batteries in my figures. It's just too stressful for me. So yeah, this is him. This is the Invincible Iron Man. Let's take another close-up of him and yeah, end this review. Let's go. And here's a closer look at the Invincible Iron Man from ThreeA. And as you can see, he does have all the patina, the weathering ThreeA is known for and famous for. Got the arc reactor there. Does light up very vibrant from what I've seen on other reviews. Now his hips are super loose, so balancing him is kind of a bitch to do. It's not because he's a used figure. I think this is a common problem with a lot of these Iron Man figures. From what I've seen from other reviews, his hips do wiggle too much. And you could see the degradation of his thigh rubber piece here. Now that is only the outer layer of the leg. But if I keep peeling and peeling, it might destroy the whole leg, truthfully. So I stopped midway and just left it at that. And you could see the pink of this wrist. It's really pink. Let's see if I can fix the lighting a bit. It's kind of blowing it out. So compared to the hand to the wrist, it is pink. I don't know if that was intentional again for ThreeA, or maybe this was not kept in a very good area, like maybe it was hitting the sun a bit too much. You can see the bolts on the shoulders, the boosters. Look at those gigantic boosters. His butt, you can see the degradation here. Yeah, it's kind of sad kind of looking at it right now. I was kind of bummed when I saw it, but you know, the seller did say, you know, there is some issues with him, and I was like, okay, just give me a good price and I'll get him off your hands and put him in a good home. I think this socket kind of popped out from his wrist, so I might have to pop that thing back in. So I think it popped out when I was bending his arm, so there is some limitations to his articulation. So you can see his wrist is also pink there. You can see his individual fingers, his fingies individually articulated. And this is the Invincible Iron Man from ThreeA. Not a stellar figure, truthfully. Maybe because I got it used, but even if I got it new, I'm pretty sure this degradation will happen to me, truthfully. Because I live in a tropical country, and tropical countries are not very nice for collectors, truthfully. Especially for ThreeA figures or any figures with pleather type accessories or clothing. It's one of the challenges of being a collector in in a tropical country. I mean, it's unavoidable. So yeah, he does articulate in the waist area. There's 3 points of articulation, but there are other reviews out there, and I'm just doing this review just for shits because I'm waiting for a job to go through and waiting for feedback. So it's gonna be a short video, a pretty nonsensical video. So yeah. Let's stick him on the shelf and see how he fares. And this is where he'll stay, on top of these detolfs on the other side of my room. I really don't like putting figures on top of detolfs. Makes me feel bad. Makes me feel like I don't care about them. But until I get a new detolf, until this stupid lockdown is lifted, I'm stuck at home doing this. So my plan is to stick him with the Iron Man, with the other 6 Iron Men I have here. So at least there'll be a family. But until now, he's regulated here with the other 3A figures. So yeah, with that being said, I don't really think I would recommend this figure. This is the first time I'm not going to recommend a figure because he's pretty old and I can't really tell you how much degradation the others might have if you buy them online or whatever. I mean, if you are planning to get him, I suggest you do it in person and check the quality, the condition of it, because you never know. The degradation on some of them might be probably more severe than what I'm going through right now. Yeah, so with that being said, thanks for watching. Short video, pretty nonsensical, but I just want to show you my little Iron Man here. I mean, I think he deserved a little spotlight. So with that being said, thanks for watching, and go get him.